So, good morning everyone. Yeah, if you could have your soft Pilates ball with you, and we're going to start standing. So, starting at the end of the mat. And stand this end. And have a cushion as well if you fancy it too. Okay, so starting at the end of the mat, let's just roll the shoulders backwards and then roll the shoulders forwards. And then let's just round the shoulders, really round them like you're just bringing your shoulders to the midline here, and then grow up and then bring your shoulder blades to the midline at the back. Forward rounding and shoulder blades to the spine at the back. And again. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling and just let your shoulders soften. Bring your arms up and wide if your shoulders come up towards your ears. And then let's just lengthen those fingers. Wiggle them if you wish. Opening out the hands, reaching up to the sky. And then draw your arms down to the side, bring them up, back up to the top. Imagine that your shoulder blades are moving like angel wings as you move your shoulder blades, as you move your arms. Bring your arms down towards the sides of your body, keeping those fingers nice and lengthened and open. Maybe wiggle them as you're moving them. Open up the palms of the hands, bring them down towards the pelvis, and up we go. And then we're going to come into our first forward bend of the day, dropping the arms down, head, neck and shoulders. Just notice where you are, notice what your spine is saying to you, notice what your back of your legs, your feet is saying to you. And don't worry about trying to get to anywhere, you're just good where you are right now. And then press into the feet, pull up from the front of the spine as you come up to standing. Bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Open the arms out to the side. Back down to the pelvis. Bring them back up to the ears. Spiral so your palms face each other when you're by the ears. Bring them back to arms spiral, palms face the body. And again. And back. And again, up we go, coming down, front of the body, rolls down into a forward bend again. Just notice where you are, notice how your spine's feeling. Maybe feel like you can move your pelvis away from the backs of the legs just a little bit. If your legs are really pingy, please bend your knees. Press into the soles of the feet, pull up from the insteps, the inner thighs, pubic bone, front of the spine, arms come up to the ceiling, opening out to the side, down. We're going to just do that arm movement 3 more times and then go into a forward bend. And wiggle your arms at the top, your fingers at the top, open out the palms of the hands. Then just grip your hands here. Lengthen your fingers, grip, lengthen, grip, lengthen, drop the nose to chest down and come down to that forward bend. When you're doing the grip and open, you do it as theatrically as you want to, you know, just make a real sort of meal of it, clench and open. Do that whilst you're in this forward bend. And then just bend your knees down really deeply so you're in a deep squat. Bring your feet out a little bit wider, so move your feet slightly out to the side as you're in that deep squat now. So feet are parallel, and then we're just going to come up into a more normal squat. Okay, and we're going to lengthen up, back to standing. We're going to bend the knees down, widen the bottom out. Up to standing. Arms in front of you, shoulder height, bend down. Widen your pelvic bones. Bend down and up. And then just stay here, and we're going to hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're just going to come up, and we're going to bend down. We're going to come up. We're going to bend down. We're going to come up, bend down, up, bend down, and then hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice where your feet are as we go back up into the big bend, lengthening and bending the knees. One more, and then hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring your toes off, make sure they're not really scrunching in, and then drop your hands down, lengthen the legs, bend the knees again, lengthen the legs, keeping your head, neck and shoulders towards the mat, knees bend, lengthen, knees bend. Now bring your feet back in so they're hip joint width apart. Bend down into a narrow squat, come up with your arms by your ears, wide pelvis. And hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Lengthen up. And bend down again. Hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Lengthen up. Bend the knees and hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Lengthen up. Bring the arms out to the side and back up to the ears. Repeating this sideward motion. And then turn your rib cage towards the back of the mat. Arms are up and front, and turn to the front of the mat. So you're rotating your rib cage around. Aim to keep your pelvis as fixed as possible, so you're not moving your legs too much. Okay, grow up with your fingertips as you turn, creating space in between your vertebrae. And then bend the knees, roll down, bring your hands down towards the mat, lengthen your legs and just hang here, and just notice how your spine's feeling today. Lengthen your back arm down towards the mat a little bit more so your front arm rises. And lengthen your front arm, so we're rotating the rib cage in a slightly different way. And again. Bend your knees here if the backs of your legs feel a little bit tight or it's uncomfortable. And then bring your hands together. Down we go. Onto the mat. Into a plank position. Lengthen the legs out. Feel like someone's got your head and they're lengthening it away from your plank. I want you to send the heels away. I want you to feel like you're levitating off the mat with your hands. And I want you to feel like your shoulders are nice and wide. Beautiful. Brilliant. Bend the knees. Send the bottom towards the back of the room so you're in a bit of a squat-like move. Come through the plank. Send the heels away. Any point, if you need to, put your knees down. Widen your pelvis, come through head, neck, through the shoulders. Keep those elbows nice and long. That's it, good. Press away, send your bottom towards your heel. Send your neck and your head through your shoulders. Send your heels away in the opposite direction. Bend the knee. And come through. Bend the knees down. Put the feet, top of the feet down. Send your pelvis towards your heels. Widen your fingertips, widen your palms. And just feel like you're connecting, like you've got suckers on your hands onto the mat. Feel like you're dragging your hands towards you, but they're not moving. So you've got this nice active feeling between your wrists and your elbows and your shoulders. Keep your shoulders nice and wide and open. And just turn your pelvis a little bit away from the backs of your legs. And then come back up to kneeling. Bring your knees underneath your pelvis. And your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under just to give yourself a little, not only just a little bit of extra support, but that little bit of opening of the fascia of the back of your toes. Okay, so just really let your head lengthen. It's very easy to drop the head down and also up because of the weight of it. So let's just see if we can feel this movement, the lengthening, as though someone's got their hands around, just gently cupping around your ears and your crown and just lengthening your crown of your head towards them. I'm going to turn the pelvis down the backs of the legs. Eye gaze travels along the mat towards the fingers. And we're going to turn the pelvis away from the backs of the legs up towards the ceiling. Eye gaze travels along the floor away from your hands. And again. And away. Just gently allowing the spine to move because of the fact that you are moving your pelvis. Good, beautiful. And then come into the extension position so the pelvis is moved away from the backs of the legs, lengthen the back arm and then the front leg, so you've got the diagonals outwards. Then reach away with them so much so they start to rise and then drop down. Reset your head a little bit. Make sure you're looking onto the floor here as you just toe tap and finger tap down. Really loving and opening up you from the diagonal. And then I want you to hold here at pelvis and shoulder height. Just lengthen away. Painting a line from your little finger to your little toe. And then flex the foot, flex the wrist as well. Push away as if you're pushing away a door or a wall or a box on either way. And then bring your hand down, your knee down. And then let's come back to that quadruped and just notice if there's any differences on the other on the spine now because of that diagonal work. Lengthen your front arm and your back leg away. Lengthen so they come up towards your shoulder and pelvis height. Toe tap down, reach away. Toe tap down, reach away. Toe tap down, lovely, really good. Toe tap down, reach away, reach away, reach away, reach away, reach away. Then flex the foot, flex the wrist. Keep that connection across the front of your body. And drop your hand down, drop your knee down underneath. And then we're going to repeat again on the back arm and the front leg. Lengthen away. Reach, 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 reach. Toe tap down. Lengthen away. Toe tap down. Lengthen away. Toe tap down. Lengthen away. Length, 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 length. Flex the ankle, flex the wrist. Send those away. Press away. That's it. Good. Now we're going to add on. We're going to bring the elbow to knee. We're going to lengthen away. We're going to elbow to knee. Lengthen away. Still flexing the foot and the wrist. Elbow to knee. And press, 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 press. recalibrate. Make sure that your feet and your knees are in that right position. You can also do a little hip movement if you want to make sure you get yourself into extension. And then front arm, back leg, lengthen away, lengthen away, lengthen away. Toe tap down, lengthen. Toe tap down, lengthen so you're up to the shoulder and hip height. And again, toe tap down, lengthen. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press and flex your wrist. Send your ankle away. Flex your ankle. That's it. Good. Elbow to knee. And up. Elbow to knee. And up. Elbow to knee. And up. And then hold. Bring that hand down. Bring that knee down. And just untuck your toes. Come down towards yourself in that child's pose. And then I want you to just turn your thumbs, so you spiral your arms outwards a little bit, so your thumbs are going to the outside but your palms are trying to face up towards the ceiling. They're not going to, because your arms, I imagine that your arms can turn that far. And then come back down towards the mat. Spiral your thumbs out towards the side. And again. And then curl up. And let's just come to cross-legged for a moment. And then interlace the fingers and just move the fingers and the wrists. And then the other way, if you can work your brain to do it. I can't quite sure whether I can. This sort of the emphasis. And then press the hands away, widen the shoulders at the back, let the head drop down. Bring the shoulders back in and press away. And then open the arms out to the side. Bring the fingertips out wide again, just wiggle those fingers. And then clench those hands, widen the fingers, clench those hands, widen the fingers, clench those hands, widen the fingers. Drop down, really feel that length from the shoulders all the way down, the sinews of the arms, come up. And just notice where your shoulders start to rise here. Come down and up. And maybe you want to think about your shoulder blades moving like this as you move your arms up and down. And then just come towards your shoulders and then just turn and turn, wringing out your arms. Finding that movement in your shoulder sockets. And then bring the arms up, interlace the fingers, press the hands up, and then just clean our halos. And the other way. And just drop the hands down, spin onto the side of the mat. Place the hands behind the thigh bones. Press the thigh bones into the hands and then come up. And then just notice that small spine movement which happens when you just press the thigh bones into the hands and the arms lengthen just slightly. And then we're going to move towards our pelvis, because at the moment we're just moving our spine. So I want you to make the pelvis to really feel like it's opening up from the front here. So it's turning underneath you Turning, 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 turning. Your arms come to the side of your seams, and you're finding yourself quite connected here in this abdominal space. Float leg up and the other leg up. And just gently, if you wish to, place your hands around your thighs and just let them touch. And then come back up to sitting. Send your knees away and just drop your spine down and your head down towards your feet in this nice rounded back. And curving up. Bring the knees together, place the hands behind the thighs, roll with your pelvis backwards. Float the leg up, the other leg up, and then just hold here. Maybe take your hands off, but just find the connection and drop the feet down, knees away, and head comes back down. And just drop the head down, just open the spine, widen the shoulders here. Curl up from the front of the spine. Bring the knees back together to that start position. Hands behind your thigh bones, roll the pelvis away. And then float one leg up, the other leg up. And bring your arms in front. That's it, gorgeous, brilliant. Well done, everyone. That's it. And then hands behind and rolling forward. So this time when we come up, we're going to stay up for a little bit longer and we're going to minutely move the pelvis so your spine just lengthens out a little bit more. Okay, so that's not anything we haven't done before. So I'm sure you're all get it, we just haven't done it for a while, quite a long while. Okay, so rolling backwards. You've got that connection with the abdominals. Float one leg up, float the other leg up, lengthen the arms. So here you don't have to stay here. If you want to go down, you can go back down to the feet, down. Lengthen your arms in front of you. And what you're going to do is you're going to imagine that you're holding onto something, but you're just gently softening the spine a little bit. And then you just come back up. So it's very small movement, but you're lengthening the back of the spine whilst keeping the front really, really connected to your abdominals. And back up. One more. Now we're going to move to the thighs. I want you to lengthen the thighs away a little bit. Still imagining that you're holding on to something with your fingertips. And one more time. Roll back. Okay, drop yourself down. So when you're reaching with your fingertips, you want to make sure that it's just a smooth, long movement. If you feel tension in your shoulders whilst you're doing it, then drop back on the feeling on your arms, on the movement on your arms. If anything interrupts your shoulder positioning, then just draw back, because then that means that the shoulders are overpowering what you're doing. So okay, roll backwards, float the legs off. We're going to repeat that again. Arms up. And we're just going to drop down just a little bit with the pelvis so the spine comes down. Keeping the connection of the lower rib into the navel. Arms are soft but lengthened. And then we move the thigh bones away a little bit. So you can see my arms, my legs are moving just a little bit. Not too much. And then come up, knees apart, dropping down. And stay here for a moment. And curl up from the front front of the spine, knees together, bring your arms up, and then we're going to roll back again. See how much easier this is now? And then we're going to come back, both back and legs and body at the same time. So you're now widening the C, softening the C curve at the back. And one more. Knees apart, looking fabulous, all of you. Really, really good, really impressed. Very impressed. And curl up. And one. We're going to do that 2 more times. So that's 1, and we're going to do all of them together. So rolling back. Hands around the thigh bones as you find that position. So you want that find that position on the back of your pelvis, nice rounded spine, then the arms float. And then rib cage, thighs away from each other. Again, you can do any of the variations that we've done as we have graduated into this exercise. That's it, good. One more. Bring your knees out, drop down. Just drop your head down towards your feet. Let me just do one final one. And curl up. And roll back. Float the legs up. And rib cage, thighs away from each other. Keeping that connection in the front of the body really nice. And rather than going forwards, let's just all roll down. Arms up. By our heads, reaching away. Oh, that feels so good. Letting your arms and your legs reach away from each other. And then grab your Pilates ball and let's just pop it onto in between our shoulder blades. We'll do some extension work just to counteract all of that, the work that we did in that mini teaser sort of section. So bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and just find the connection of the lower rib to the navel just by pressing into the ball. So you notice that your rib cage turns a little bit. Press the head into the hands and the hands into the head. Lengthen the skull away from you. Only so the spine is long, not extended. So not all the way over. We're going to graduate to that. Turn the ribs as you come forward. Lengthen the head and the neck away as you just start to lengthen the spine, using the ball as support. Eye gaze towards the middle of the knee and lengthen away. And again. And away. And again. And again, come in, and then let's just see how our spine feels if we elongate it over the ball. Head comes onto the mat, and then elbows to the side. Stop here for a brief moment, and then draw the elbows towards the ceiling. Press the back of the rib cage into the ball, and then your head, neck and shoulders elevate. Slide the rib cage towards the navel. Lengthen away over the ball again, gently pulling your skull away from, or tractioning the skull away from the spine, And then just as your fingertips graze the mat, then you press the rib cage into the ball and you come back up. And again. Lengthen away. And again. Really gently opening out the back of your body and the front of your body. And again. Now here, when we're up in this C shape, I want you to just rotate the rib cage towards the front of the mat. And then do an extension. And then come to the back, rotate to the back of the mat. And do an extension over the ball. And to the front of the mat, gently, really shortening and lengthening as you do that over the ball. And turning to the back of the mat. And over the ball. And turn to the front of the mat. And over the ball. And turn to the back of the mat. And over the ball. And then I just need to rearrange my ball just a little bit. And then we're just going to do some straight obliques. So come over towards the front of the mat. And we're going to repeat front of the mat. And we're going to repeat front of the mat. And we're going to repeat front of the mat. And then to the back. So I really want you to move the ball and the shoulder blade of the back shoulder blades. We want to feel like it's moving the ball to the front of the mat as you do this. And again, over to the front. That's it, good. And one more, and then we switch to the back of the mat. And then we'll come over, opening out, widening your shoulders, lengthening your arms, lengthening your legs too. Just let the shoulders soften over the ball as you lie here. And then interlace the fingers, keep the legs long, just turn the rib cage over towards the navel, opening out over the ball. Turn the rib cage so it comes towards the navel. Look towards your feet, point your feet, keep your legs nice and long and active. And then come up into a seated position. So you might want to put a cushion under your bottom here to give yourself a little elevation. You might also want to bend your knees. The aim here is to give yourself a lot of space in your pelvis so you can have a nice long spine. If your spine is rounded, then that's an indication that you need to do either or both of these. And it could also be the time of the month, it could be what's going on in your life that can actually have an impact on how your skeleton sits. So if you feel that you should be able to sit with your legs long and knees and you don't feel it, then go with how your body's feeling today. Yeah. And equally, if you normally sit with a cushion and your knee bent and you feel like you can sit with your legs long and without a cushion, or legs bent and without a cushion, then please do go for it. Just listen to what your body says. So let's bring the arms up towards the ceiling. So, and then just reach forward with a flat back here. See if you can come forward with a flat back. Maybe open the arms just a little bit. Flex the feet perhaps. if they're not bent, if they are bent, then just put your heels on the floor, like that, and come forward. Just come forward in a flat back. And then just drop down with your arms towards the mat, and then with a rounded back, and then come back up to sitting. Lengthen your arms up. And come back to that start position with that really reaching the crown of the head up towards the start. And then come forward, reach forward, flat back. Flat back. It's not going to, well, unless you're, don't worry if you can only get a millimetre forward, and come down. Because this flat backs are pretty hard to do unless you're really flexible. Come back up to sitting. But they are really fantastic to do, no matter how far we go forward. So reaching forward, just make sure that your shoulders are not coming up towards your ears. Feel like you're lengthening from your sacrum all the way up in a nice diagonal. Brilliant, everyone, really good. Drop down. Curling up, because you're using the muscles in your posterior chain, i.e. the back of your body, in a very different way. And then we're going to rotate the rib cage around towards the back of the mat. Drop the hands down and rotate around. Draw them up, come over, and down we go. That's it, lovely. Really nice. Up we go. Around. Down. Up. Rotate to the front. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our backhand, we're going to slide the backhand down the leg, whether it's bent or not, towards the foot. And we're just going to reach up and over and just find that side stretch. Drop the shoulder away from the ear. Now we've got that side stretch, I want you to create some connection in your lower side. So whether it's just lifting yourself slightly and reaching a little bit more length into that side. I just want you to give that little bit of connection rather than just going whew. So really little bit of connection on that, on the side that you're leaning over towards. So it's a bit like when we find that connection in the lower waist when we're lying down, reaching up, come over towards the front leg, let that front arm come towards the foot, reach over, and then reach. I bet your bottom dollar, one side is completely different to the other. So just keep that in mind, connecting with that lower waist as you just lengthen your arm a little bit more. That's it, good. Reaching up and over. And soften down. And just keep your eye gaze sort of in front of you, but you can have your arm in your peripheral vision. And again, just find the connection to the lower rib, the lower side, the lower waist. That's it, up we go. Over to the front side, reaching. And connecting with that lower waist. And then roll yourself forward, so you just lengthen your fingertips forward in a nice rounded back. Maybe you need to bend your knees here a little bit. That also has the added advantage of allowing you to reach a little bit further. And curl up from the front of the spine, cross your legs. And then come into quadruped, tucking our toes under. And then coming back onto our heels. If we've got cushion, maybe put the cushion underneath our heels as we widen into squat. Gosh, that feels so much easier. Maybe I should just continue to do that for a while. And then drop the head, neck and shoulders down to the floor. Bring your feet in so they are hip joint apart. Just let your hands just hang and notice where you are in position, in length, in feeling, in comparison to where you were 45 minutes ago. So press down with the feet, pull up from the instep, the inner thigh, the pubic bone, the front of the spine. Curling up so you come to standing. Just roll your shoulders a little bit one way and a little bit the other. And there you have it. Monday moves for you. I hope that was lovely for you all. How was it, everyone?
Awesome. Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's good, thank you.
We're all looking absolutely fantastic. You really were. It was really lovely to see. And in time as well. Special.
Good.
Cool.
Well, so this week there's no class on Thursday, but there is Wednesday and Saturday. So
Cool.
if you are around,
Cool. Yeah, I'm around Wednesday and
depends on what you're doing.
Saturday. I think we've got someone staying with us, so it will depend on whether they've gone or whether they're still here. Because but I'll let you know.
Okay.
I can do Saturday, but I've got photo shoot Wednesday. So. But I'm keeping doing it.
Yeah, well, I'm still sending you the link, so you know.
Yeah, no, it's great. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Right.
All good.
Lots of love.
Have a good week, ladies.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.